all to do with the side body. So we're going to do something a little bit different involving side lying work in terms of side lying legs, side lying planks, mermaids, lovely lateral line. So if we come down and take a seat, take a lay down on one side and bring your spine in line with the back edge of your mat. Your heels are in line with your sit bones and your knees are forwards in your oyster position. You can rest your head onto your arm, just watch that you're nice and long in your spine. So you're not looking down here, you're looking kind of straight ahead. This hand can be here for support. I'm going to lift the feet slightly up off the floor, just a couple of inches, and then we're going to begin by lifting the top knee up as high as we can. Just place your hand on the small of your back here and just make sure that your hip hasn't rolled back or it's not forward. It's stacked over on top of your bottom hip, and then lower with control back down. So lifting up to your fullest range and then slowly resisting all the way back down. So we'll warm up here with some lovely oysters. Check in that your waist is long, just press this hip away from you. You might find that you lift from the underside a little bit more, as if I could slide a little piece of paper underneath there. Lifting up, keeping the sides of the feet together. And we're probably going to do 8 to 10 of these, if I'm counting. Add a breath. So exhale to close and resist. Maybe an inhale to open, or you can swap that around. And then the important bit here is not necessarily the up, it's the squeezing back down. And you can create resistance here. Just lift your abdominals and create some resistance and work through that top hip. Pressing as if pressing through water. Sticky mud. And slowly back down. Let's do 3 more. Two. And last one, we're going to hold it at the top and we're going to take some little pulses, half ones. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower the knees together, lower the feet down and pause there. Now you're going to come up on the elbow, or you can stay long on the arm. We're going to slide both legs out straight and you're going to bring them towards the front edge of your mat. Lift the top leg up in line with your hip, in line with your spine, and just press your top hip away from you. This hand can be here for support. Just make sure the elbow is in line with the shoulder and the hip. So you come forward, kick front, flex the foot, take it back. When you go back, think about back edge of the mat, but also back to that pole or back to that corner of the room. So you're really stretching through your top hip. Come forward and press back. So these are our front and backs. Now I'm pushing quite a lot down with this bottom leg. So this is your stable side. Press back. Reach out longer. And again, forward, inhale. Maybe an exhale back, or you can change that around. So work this leg from here, from your center. Keep reaching. 3 more. Pressing. 2. And last one. Reach back behind you. Take hold of the foot and just have a little quad stretch there. Push the hip forward a little bit. Bring the knee back a bit. Feel a stretch through your quad. Bring your legs together. The top leg is going to stay parallel. You're going to lift up 1, 2, 3, press down. Lift up 1, 2, 3, press down. So I want to see that lovely little bit of space here from your top waist. What we don't want to avoid, we want to try and avoid, is shortening the waist to lift the leg up. No. So reach out and press down. So keep this top waist lovely and long. And lifting, 2, 3, press. Lifting, 2, 3, press, and one more. And I'm going to change the tempo. You go up 1 and then reach out, 2, 3. Up 1, lengthen, 2, 3. Press, reach, 2, 3. Press, reach, 2, 3. 2 more. Lower. And last one. And you can bring the legs together. Now this time come into your Pilates V. So the top leg is slightly turned out. Soft foot, tight bottom. Okay, soft foot, tight seat. And then give yourself small circles. 5, 4, strike the heel. 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring the legs together. Take the legs back, so you're now creating one long line with the body. I can just see my toes as I come down here, as I look down. And then bring your head on top of the spine. Lift the waist. You're going to lift the top leg up, hold it there. You're going to connect the bottom leg up, 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold both legs together, lower and lift. Lower, it's not big, and lift. If you want a super challenge, you take that top arm over your head. This is where I don't want to fall off the back of the bed. And keep going, lift and lower, lift and lower. 3 more, wherever your hand position needs to be. And 2, and last one, hold the legs up, scissor, front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Bring the legs together, lower the legs down with control. Come up onto the elbow, bend your knees. Okay, so a little bit of side support now. Plugging the shoulder in, bringing your ribs away from the mat. Top hand can go onto the top thigh and just lift up and hold. Head back on top of spine, square box here hopefully. Holding 3, lift from your underside, 2, 1, and take it back down. Okay, version 1. Second version, top leg comes on top. We're going to keep the bottom leg bent up, just stretch your top leg out. Version 2 is here, side plank, one long line, bottom leg bent up, head back on top of spine, pulling away, keeping the shoulder plugged in. Sometimes I like to let the head go for a little bit of a stretch, but let's work on this strength for now, and then lower the hips down. Third version, slide the bottom leg behind the top leg, and then press up here into your side plank. And hold it for 3, or your checks. Hold it for 2, hold it for 1, and then lower back down with control. I think version 4, there's a lot of versions of these. Of course, there's some up on the hand as well. So both legs, you're going to start with a little bit of bend in the knee, feet are stacked. You press up. So now you're into that lovely full side plank, holding for 3, holding for 2, holding for 1, lift a little higher if you can, and then soft bend in the knees, lower the hips with control. Bending the knees up and then coming up onto the hand, and the hand is in line with the hip and more or less the heels. Let's just take a little bit of rotation here. So the top arm is going to tap down to the floor, and then open back out again and look towards the ceiling. Just a couple of those. Tap to the floor and open back out. And one more. Tap to the floor and then open all the way back out. Good, and then place your hand down. And then from here, top leg in front, bottom leg behind. Press into the hand into the floor, and then bring yourself up into your side bend. Really try and open out that side body. Square your box, your hips, and push and get that lovely shape in your spine. And then with control, you take the arm up, you soften through the knees, and you come all the way down. And we repeat that again. Plug the shoulder in, ribs, fan. This top arm inspires the movement. Fan open, like your ribs are gonna open and fan and create some space there. And then come all the way back round, bending the knees, and take it down. And one more, pressing up, reaching, more lift from the underside, and then lowering back down with control. And then just try this, but the feet are stacked now and the knees are slightly bent, and then we'll just try and come up and find that balance with both legs straight, stacked. So when you're ready, firstly find your side plank somewhere there, and then lift your top arm up and over. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the hand down, we're going to turn and look, lower the hips towards the mat, and then you're going to lift and fan all the way back over. One more of those. So try it. So it's like you're looking down the line of the legs there, lowering the hips, getting a gorgeous stretch from the underside, and then press yourself up and reach. Oh, I nearly lost it. And then lower back down, bending the knees. Take it down with control. All right, in fact, stay on that side. We'll come up to mermaid. Give this hand a good rest. So legs out this way. Take the arms out to the side. We'll take the mermaid over first. Bring your arms out to the side. Hand goes down. This hip stays down. Push the elbow and stretch the other side. And we'll do that again. So come up and over into your stretch. And then keep this hip down, hand comes down, elbow comes down, take a stretch. And then coming all the way back up, over. And now this time, let's change it up slightly. I'm going to bring the hand down. This hip is going to roll forward. Kind of take this hand and both hands to the mat there. Square off your shoulders as best you can. Pull the hip back, pull the ribs back, push the mat away from you. Let the ribs come through, let the hips lift, or the one top hip will lift, and look forward and up. And again, pull back. And press through, heart through the arms, roll that hip. And one more, pull back. And reaching through. And then come all the way up, plug the hip in, bring the arm up, and take your final counter stretch over. The hand can come to the top knee, and you can take a lovely rotation here. Hold on to that leg, turning and rotating through the sternum, the rib cage. And then releasing back to front. Let's take that all on the other side. So we started with the oyster. So come down nice and long. Heels are in line with your sit bones. Your spine is in line with the back edge of your mat roughly. Lift the feet a couple of inches off the floor, and then you're going to lift the top knee up and slowly lower down. And top knee comes up. Create resistance, press this hip away from you. A little bit of air there maybe underneath your bottom waist, and slowly resist it down. Carry on. Head back on top of the spine. Three more. Check your hips are stacked. Bring one hand behind your back there. Just make sure you're not rolling back. And this one I'm going to hold it at the top, little half pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering down with control. Slide the legs out straight, bring them forward towards the front edge of your mat. You can come up onto the elbow or stay long on the arm. Lift the top leg up in line with your hip, extend and reach the leg out that way. Forward and back, front, flex back. And remember, not just to the back edge of your mat, but maybe I'm reaching towards that pole. So I'm really reaching out long. Come front and press back. You can point and flex if you want to add in a little bit of variation through the ankle, pressing back. So I'm pulling the leg in from here and I'm reaching it out. Come front, reaching out. 3 more. Hold it out the back, keep the reach, lengthen the hip, bring the heel towards the bottom, just take a little quad stretch there. Bring the legs, stack them, top leg stays parallel, lift 1, 2, 3, press down. 1, 2, 3, press down. So, all about this top hip. Press and reach it away. Of course you can go higher, but you don't want to go too high with this. Keep the hips stable. Now change the tempo. Up 1, down 2, 3. Kick up, reach it down 2, 3. Up, down 2, 3. Up, down 2, 3. 2 more. And last one. And bring the legs together. Slightly turned out now into your Pilates stance. Soft foot, tight seat for circles. Strike the heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the legs together. Slide the legs back, come down long. Just be able to see your toes as you look down the line of your body and bring your head on top of your spine. Lift both legs up. Keep the top leg where it is. Lower and lift the bottom leg. We'll go 8, 7, 6, 5. Check how stable you are on this side. 3, 2, hold the legs up, lower the legs and lift, lower the legs and lift, lower and lift. I'm not sure I did this on the other side, did I? I definitely know I did this though. Hold the legs up and scissor front and back. Scissor, 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 scissor. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the legs together, lower down with control. Come up onto the elbow, bend the knees. Into a little bit of a side plank, first position. So knees are bent, you're going to just lift your hips up, away from the floor, lift the underside, hold it here. So 3, head back and up, 2, and 1. Take the hips back down. Let's do this one more time here. So just be aware, there's a lovely sinking kind of stretch here, and then pull out. Shoulder comes in, so plug the shoulder in, the shoulder rolls back and down, so find the supportive muscles underneath here, and then lift your hips up. Head back, hold, 3, 2, 1, and then take it back down. Second version is keep the bottom leg bent up, straight top leg, and from here you press up and you hold that lovely line. So stage 2, hold for 3, 2, 1, take it down, one more of those, and lift, hold, 3, 2, 1, and take it back down. This time slide the bottom leg behind the top leg, and then you come up, press in, so we're nearly there in the final stage, and pull from here, shoulder stacked above the bottom shoulder, hold it and lower back down, and then finally both feet, and you're going to come into a lovely side plank, nice and straight. Hold for 3, hold for 2, hold for 1, and then lower, soften the knees and come down. Come up onto the hand. There's a softness and a little bend in the knees. Open that top arm up towards the ceiling. Turning around into a little bit of a stretch rotation, and then opening back out, inhaling. And again, coming round and opening. One more. And around and opening. And then bring the hand down. And then from here, you're going to prepare yourself to lift up into a side bend here. I can't remember what we did, but maybe you want to come into this version with the knee down and lower with control. Version 1, not sure I did that on the other side. Top leg in front, bottom leg behind, and then you push up. Slightly trickier version here. Feels lovely though. Really open out that side body, and then soften the knees, lower the hips with control. Let's do that one again. And press up, reach across, enjoy it, delightful. And then lower down, bending the knees. And the final challenge is to bring the feet together, soft knees to begin. Get your hand in the right position, spread the fingers out. And then when you're ready, come into a nice side plank. Top arm comes up and over. Find that lovely line. Could be wobbly, that's okay. Then you're going to bring your top arm around. You're going to take a dip of the hip and look towards your feet. Get a good stretch on that underside. Push back up and over. And again, coming down. You've got to have quite a bit of strength in that bottom shoulder. And lifting up and over. Do we have one more? Oh, I hope so. Down and lift. Hold and stretch. Push the mat away from you. Bending the knees, lowering the hips with control. Well done. Just into your mermaid position legs. Bringing the arms out to the side. Take your stretch over. Feels yummy. And then this hand goes down, the elbow goes down, this hip rolls back as you stretch forward. Sorry, you stretch to the side, not forward. Coming up, do that again. Over you go. And then hand, elbow, and stretch over. That's the dogs. Good, and then the hand comes down. This hand rotates round the back hip. The top hip will lift. So you're squaring your shoulders off. You're going to pull back through the ribs, the hip, and push the mat away from you. And then bring it through. Heart through the arms, look forward and up. That hip will lift. Pull the ribs, the hip back. Push the floor away, stretch, and then come through and up. One more time. Pull back and bring yourself through. The top arm comes up, the hip plugs back in, counter stretch the other way. Hand comes down to the knee. One hand to the foot and just turn around. A little bit of a rotation there. Breathe. And bring yourself all the way back round. And there we have it, some side support work. Keep practicing it, it's great stuff. Enjoy.